good afternoon. It's another Sunday and it's time for another adventure. I'm coming to you today from the Pinnacle Overlook in Lancaster County, overlooking the Susquehanna River. And this is one of my favorite overlooks in the area. And you can drive right up to the overlook and park. And what we're going to do is we're going to follow the Conestoga Trail downstream that way to a place called Tucquan Glen, which is a small gorge, small tributary that empties into the Susquehanna. And then we're going to come back down following the river and come back up to the overlook here for hopefully what will be a beautiful sunset. So I'm excited to get started on the hike. Let's hit the trail. Let's go for an adventure. Gator out. Well, it's a nice day here in mid-March. It's in the upper 40s, close to 50, probably by the end of the day. And we'll be looking for some signs of spring, maybe wildflowers or any trees that are beginning to bud. And let's walk a little closer to the river. So we're walking along the orange glazed Conestoga Trail, which follows the Susquehanna above the river. And I just thought I'd take a break here by this little mini waterfall. So then the trail is now taking us to this outcropping of rock right at the top of the hill. And below us on the other side of these rocks is going to be the Tucquan Glen gorge. Here's our first look down into the ravine. So we came from up on the ridge, we came down the ridge here. On the other side of the tracks is where the Tucquan Glen valley is, and then it empties out into the Susquehanna River over here. All right, now if you follow the river and you go up the hillside to where it clears at the top, that's the Pinnacle Overlook. That's where we started our hike. We followed along the ridge line down to the Tucquan Glen area here. Now we're on this rock down by the river, and ultimately that's where we'll be heading to again. Okay, we're now heading up the Blue Trail, heading upstream into the gorge. And this is kind of a popular area because a bunch of different trails bisect here, but This is a really beautiful spot. Now, if you ask me, this is the cure for all that ails. This right here is good medicine. This is good for the soul. Just a really beautiful location here. You can feel the cool air coming off the water. The water's really clear. I guarantee you there's some brook trout in there. And the sun is just filtering through the trees in a beautiful way. It's perfect. All right, well, I could spend all day in this spot, and I've been here for a good while, but I'm gonna start making my way back up the railroad tracks and back up to the Overlook, because it's getting close to 4 o'clock and I wanna be there for sunset. All right, heading back down the tracks now, back up to the Pinnacle. All right, well, it's 4:45 and we're making our way back up to the Pinnacle. It's a very steep trail. It's a short but very steep section coming back up on the Conestoga Trail up to the point of the Pinnacle Rock, which is right up ahead. Just keep that in mind. If you do go down to the river, you got to come back up. coming out to a nice lookout point here. Found this little secret trail that is on the other side of the Pinnacle, and I'm hoping I can get a view of the rock outcropping I was just on. It drops down really steep through this little pine forest, and hopefully we can get to an overlook. Well, young gators, listen up. This is the spot. This is the money shot. We started off over on them cliffs over there, and that's the main area where 90% of the people go. And I seen this little overlook from up there, and I wanted to check it out, and this is a beautiful spot. So my final thoughts on the Pinnacle Overlook in Lancaster County over the Susquehanna River is it's a popular area for good reason. It's a very unique view for Pennsylvania and this part of the state. The trail to the Orange Trail, I'm going to call it the Pinnacle Tucquan Glen Loop, where you take the Orange-Conestoga Trail, you ride the ridge into the Glen, then you can go as far up the Glen as you want. It goes for a couple miles. I didn't even go that far. Come back along the river and back up to the Overlook. All told, maybe 4 miles, 4.5 miles. You can extend it for tens of miles in either direction as Conestoga runs all along the river. And there's all these little gorges and little ravines that run into the Susquehanna. So it's a very underrated area. I'm going to sit on this rock for a while and enjoy the sunset. But another winner. Let's keep the hits coming. Gator out. I just got to say that sitting there, this doesn't get old, you know. I'm going to keep going on these hikes and adventures and taking you with me, whoever wants to go. And we're going to keep finding these cool spots. But I could sit here all night. Love to make a little fire. I think somebody had a little fire here at one point. But this is the highlight of the trip this week. This overlook here at Pinnacle Rock.